Good morning, welcome back to Marty's Tying Bench. Today we're putting together pub and dub materials for our Rocky Mountain Flycasters social fly tying. This pattern I call a crawdad. It's a pretty typical rubber leg woolly booger, but I found some color combinations that really work well where crawfish are prevalent. So this one's a size 10. I'll tie it in 8 and 6s. Beads 5/32. I like copper. Now I've got a little bit of 0.02 OLED. I'm going to use 10. And there's nothing magic about 10 except for it's going to be consistent from fly to fly, and that will help me set any proportions. Alright, now I've got woolly booger marabou. This is that stuff that's real unruly. It doesn't have the fine tips. It's fluffy, and I really like this for the crawfish. So I'm going to peel some off the bottom. See that? That's not even. That's fine. A little bit of taper is good. Now I'm going to cut that stuff off because it snags your thread. That'll make it a little easier to tie in. So there we go, and I put just a tiny bit of flash in there. This is crystal flash, orange. I'll grab 2 strands, and we'll tie a couple on my side, a couple on the far side, and trim them about where the marabou's been ending. Okay, now here's where it gets, I make this a little more work than it has to be, but it makes for a really durable fly. I've got chenille that's the small size. It's not the typical medium that you get. So I'm going to put a couple of layers on here. I'm going to start by tying it into the front and moving my thread to the back right above the barb. And now I'm going to tie in some rubber legs. Yep, they're all bound up in there. Give me a second. Now, pretty much just right in the middle of the hook. Now I'm going to move the thread forward until it's halfway in between the bead and where these legs were tied in. There we go. Now, this is a little different. I'm going to pull this back over the top and tie it in. And then I'm going to get a hackle, saddle hackle if you got it the right size. This is a little booger pack whiting. And gray, a dun colored. Tie that in right behind the bead. And now I'm going to gradually move that thread to the back. Now I've got a little more bulk for this chenille. You might ask why I didn't just get the bigger chenille. Well, I did. I had actually had Danville mix this one up in the colors that I wanted, but I've already been through 144 yards of it. So what I have left is this smaller chenille. Okay, when I get to the back, I'm going to just make a couple of turns. Make sure I don't catch that hook. And this feather's just long enough that I can do it with my fingers. Now, come forward with your thread, and that's going to tie that hackle down so that it's bulletproof. Whip finish. By tying that hackle from front to back, you'll see how neat that is behind the bead. You don't end up with a whole bunch of wraps because you're not tying in hackle and various things. So, last thing is trim. So there you go. A little Crawbugger. Have fun. This one will catch fish. Lakes, rivers, anywhere there's crawfish.